We went from 5,000 followers to now 53,500. The opportunities that have came have just been mind-blowing.
Hello and welcome to this BT podcast series where we meet with business owners who are using technology to keep their companies thriving. They have some great tips to share and are ready to inspire you with small changes you can make which can have a big impact. Today we are chatting social media with Bailey. At just 17, Bailey launched Be Great Fitness, a health and wellbeing company which helps vulnerable groups with their fitness. In the company's early days, Bailey found many doors shut in his face due to a lack of funding. Now, fast forward 4 years and Bailey has the very same institutions coming to him asking for his business. Why? Bailey says that the product is the same, it's just that more people are listening. Bailey currently has a combined number of over 50,000 followers and millions of views, helping to open the doors to new opportunities for his business. Welcome, Bailey. So, tell me, when did your social media journey start?
So we've had social media from the very start of the company. It was something I was so conscious about. I started my business at 17, so I felt like I needed to, make us look a bit bigger than we were. I was worried that clients or potential clients might not take us seriously. So I hid behind the brand and we built up our company social medias and logos and uniforms and made it look so good to the point where people weren't worried about signing with a 17-year-old. But it just sort of plateaued. It got to a point where we felt like we couldn't do any more. And I posted a TikTok video, and just on the company account, I had no personal socials, and it ended up getting, I think, 900,000 views. Wow. And we're like, what changed? What happened? But all it was a video of me in one of my standard classes, my business, what I do day to day, with a group of residents in a care home. And people just went crazy for it. And it was at that point where we realized, actually, people need a face, people need a story to buy into. And I think it's just that classic thing of people buy people. We wanted to get our sessions into more care homes to help more people when it came to the bigger picture. So our strategy was really about changing everything to Bailey.
Wow, inspiring, 17.
Yeah.
Wow. So what tips would you give to small businesses looking to start up their own social media game?
Find a niche. That's one of the main things. I think there's so many people out there creating so much content that you have to stay true to what you want to do and ultimately what your business does. So for me, it was fitness and working in care. It was a niche that not many people were doing, and I understood that we could stand out a little bit more there. But then I had to think about educating or entertaining. I feel like content should be broken up into those two pillars, because we're either going through the education route where we're trying to serve our audience and deliver them something that they can genuinely take away and use in their lives, in their businesses, in their workplaces, or we go to the entertainment point where we're just grabbing emotions and taking them on this like roller coaster of a journey through a 1-minute video. It's crucial to look at our statistics through this as well. So each app has metrics and different things you can look at, analytics, where you can see how long people are watching your videos for, who's watching your video, and where they're from even. The analytics are so informative, and they're just getting better. But what that does is it really helps to structure how our content works and where our content goes and what our niche is exactly. That comes down to your analytics. Who are your viewers? What age are your viewers? Where are your viewers watching from? I guess if your viewers were primarily in America, then if you're trying to convert them into sales, there's no good having a service-based business in the UK because you're just not going to get those sales, right? So one of the things that we've done is collaboration, and it's absolutely essential. To build up your brand from the ground takes time and effort and energy, but a real quick sort of fast tracker would be to collaborate with other brands who might be a little bit further ahead of you.
What advice would you give to other businesses that are seeking collaboration with other people in the industries?
So we've collaborated with some incredible people, but the most essential part about collaborating is seeing how transferable your audience is. If you look at a skateboard brand, there's no point in me helping elderly within care homes collaborating with a skateboard brand because their audience, some of them might be, but most of them are not going to be interested in me and Deirdre doing some resistance band work, and they're just not going to come across. One of the collaborations I did, it was a funny story too, actually. We started posting these videos and they ended up getting millions of views. We were shocked. And we saw that a account on TikTok called Jess and Norma liked it. I went over and had a little look, and it turned out they were this incredible grandma-granddaughter duo. So I just shot my shot. I just sent an email saying, look, how about a collaboration? You know, I work in fitness with the elderly. I'd love to see if I can help your grandma in some way. And their manager came back and said, love the idea of this. Before we knew it, we were in a home with a videographer filming this collaboration that we didn't even have to pay for, you know. So we did that, and God, the amount of views that brought in, millions of hits, all over socials. They collaborative post with us. So if you don't know what that is, it's an Instagram feature where it posts to both accounts, and you have to invite each other as a collaborator. But that means people who usually just see her content all of a sudden can see your content as well.
There's a way to really
bringing those followers
fast
over.
Yeah.
So it just sort of skips past that really slow build up of an audience when you're collaborating with bigger brands, and puts you in front of people that might never have seen you before. It was an organic thing that helped both parties. She needed some more content, and it was really interesting to spread awareness about exercise at home. And we saw value in their audience. There was a lot of transferable people
between you guys. Yeah.
When I reached out to Jess and Norma, I had 20,000 followers. They had millions of followers. But it was just that little level of confidence where you go, do you know what? I'm going to try. If it doesn't work out, okay, whatever, move on to the next thing. But if you don't try, you don't see the results.
So tell me, did you have a strategy in mind from the start of it? And if so, what's the strategy you employ now?
We changed our company accounts to my name instead. We changed it to Bailey, changed the profile pictures, changed the descriptions, and started really doubling down on our efforts there. And that was our whole strategy. So it was all about what we were doing in those homes, and it was constantly directing back to our company. Every video is in uniform with our logos everywhere. But this time instead, we were selling me instead of the business, and pointing everybody in the direction of those services. So Strategy Rise, it's really about just captivating our audience, giving them something to feel, giving them emotions through video, from the music put on our videos to the moment that we've selected to the person even. Once we've got them, they tag their friends, they tag their family. Their family might have a mum or a dad in a care home, and they usually comment, we want this in our home. Or their family and friends might work in a home, and ultimately then they go onto our bio, our profile, they follow, they attach themselves, they want to see more. And we've got, links, for example, my email address in our bio, so they can reach out. And 9 times out of 10, that leads to sales. So we actually do 10% of outbound marketing. We rarely ever reach out to care homes and say, hey, do you want to work with us? Because the amount of inquiries now that come from these videos, my inbox, as you can imagine.
Really lucrative, these videos, yeah.
Absolutely. One thing we did do for the whole year within TikTok was not tag. We didn't tag a single care home, because we thought if we do get to a point where we have thousands and thousands of followers and millions of views, people are going to want to monetize that, right? People are going to want to be tagged in our videos. So it's all about how you can ultimately monetize your content. 2 years ago, I was a 19-year-old. Barely turning over enough money to pay myself and my part-time staff, living at home, and struggling, thinking, is this even worth it? Now with social media and content and all these videos and creation, we're looking at expanding nationally. We have just signed the company's biggest ever contract. We've signed with 14 new care homes, all under the same branch. 14
Wow.
new care homes. And we're in conversations with multiple other companies and organizations that have anywhere from 25 to 40 right now.
So it must have been crazy suddenly finding yourself at the center of this massive audience. Was there any sort of growing pains on the way to this journey of yours?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're constantly trying to captivate our audience. We're constantly trying to bring new things. We want to find those magic moments that make our videos go viral. So sometimes we aren't getting millions of views. Look, I get thousands of views on some posts, and some posts just the other day, we hit 4 million on one of our TikTok videos. Not only did that create a level of ad revenue, which was just mind-blowing, but it also brought in so many different opportunities, from television companies reaching out and asking me to come on their shows, to news outlets in Portugal doing stories on me. I don't know what they said, but I hope it was good.
So how do you measure the success of your social media accounts?
It simply comes down to views and followers. I think in the last year, because that's how long we've been really going at it on TikTok, we went from 5,000 followers to now 53,500. And then we looked at Instagram, which we've only just recently started focusing on in the last 3 months. So yeah, we've gone from 2,500 followers to about 16,000. And as you can imagine from this, the opportunities that have came have just been mind-blowing. Some of the companies that are reaching out to me, some huge healthcare organizations wouldn't even look at me. But now with the amount of followers we've got, the amount of audience we have, and the amount of people that are watching, I'm sitting in rooms with people I could have never imagined. We're building a company which is about to be national, and we're providing services to just names I wish I could say.
So Bailey, tell me, what are your top 3 tips for businesses wishing to utilize social media?
Honestly, I think it just comes down to simple stuff, really. Decide what your content's going to be smart with it, understand where you might want to be in a year from now. Do you want to be making money from tagging? Should you not be tagging in this year to get yourself to that point? And then ultimately just be mindful of metrics and analytics. Look at what your content's doing, who's watching it, and how you can better dictate that for those people to grow your audience.
If you are interested in learning more about how BT can support your business, visit business.bt.com and search digital skills.